Hi, everyone, and welcome to S5U. We're going to be talking about LinkedIn basics today here on for our freshman orientation series. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can do that both in the Q&A box or in the chat feature, whichever seems to work better for you. So feel free to ask as we go along, and of course, we'll have a short question and answer period at the end. So let's get started here. So we're going to just do a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to first talk about the LinkedIn audience and understanding who it is that you're trying to reach through this social medium. We're going to talk about how to get started, how to build connections once you're on LinkedIn, leveraging those connections outside of LinkedIn through other sources. And yeah, I wanted to share this quote with you guys really quick. I really like it. LinkedIn should be connecting you to the information, insights, and people to be more effective. And I think that's a really great way of thinking about it. LinkedIn really is a very powerful network. It's actually kind of the oldest known modern social media network. It was started even before Facebook or MySpace or anything like that. And it's just really kind of become this quietly steady presence, and it hasn't necessarily taken off in some of the ways that other social mediums have, but it's still just kind of there as a constant steady presence. And that's part of why we feel like it can be really a powerful marketing partner and a big part of your marketing strategy. So let's talk a little bit about the audiences for the main types of social mediums that we work with. So Facebook is very consumer-based. It's got high growth in the 25 to 54 age bracket. And obviously, it's the largest social channel. It's the second most popular website on the internet. Nice mix of male and female and everything. But it's really for B2C type business. It's business to consumer. So that's who you're going to be trying to touch base with on Facebook. Twitter, also business to consumer. It's a really quick read, tends to trend really urban, a little bit younger, much more equal gender, economic, and education strata there. But LinkedIn is where it's different. It really is the place for business-to-business communication and networking. It is really heavily male-dominated right now. LinkedIn recognizes this and is always actively trying to recruit women to come be on LinkedIn, to increase their profile on LinkedIn and things like that. I know I get things like 2 or 3 times a week from LinkedIn talking about, female management, female empowerment in the workplace and things like that. They're really trying to reach out to that other segment of the population that's highly underrepresented there. But it is very business centric. And the thing that's special about that is that it's great for B2B. So really that's part of why we feel like it's a really important part of your social media strategy, particularly. I'm so sorry, I'm having trouble talking today, particularly if you are a B2B type business and are not selling directly to a consumer. But even if you are selling directly to consumers, it's a great place to network with other individuals and to build relationships that you can use for your work. I always like to think of it as something like, maybe you're a real estate agent, but LinkedIn is a great way to connect with maybe mortgage loan officers who you want to work with or things like that. So you can build partnerships there too. So to get started, you're going to sign into your LinkedIn profile just by going to linkedin.com, and you'll be asked for your email address and password. Pretty basic, same as just about anything. And once you put those in, you'll be brought here to your LinkedIn profile. Now, this is the profile of my boss, Jeremiah Stetler. He's always kind enough to be our poster child here for LinkedIn. So up here in the right-hand corner, you can see what's happening with your account. It's going to be where you check for any messages you have, any notifications, and connection requests. You can see up here, Jeremiah hasn't checked his messages very often. He's got 19, and he's got quite a few connection requests, 212. So he obviously needs to check in on that a little more frequently. Over here, you can see what people are posting. So this is kind of the news feed section of your LinkedIn profile down here in kind of the center left. It's going to be content from your connections, and it'll appear in a live news feed, the same way you see on Facebook or something like that. So one thing that we really want you to do on LinkedIn is we want you to create a profile and really flesh it out as much as you can. It's really used a lot for recruiting, vetting, and investigating potential business partners. So you want to make sure that your profile looks really professional and that you've put a lot of time and thought into it. The thing that's really important about this is that your profile on LinkedIn ranks really high in online searchability. And so, that's going to be probably one of the top 2 or 3 results that come through when people Google your name, is going to be your LinkedIn profile. And so it's going to be really important for first impressions. So you'll want to come up here to the profile section and hit edit profile, and you'll want to fill that out. So you're going to want to think of this as an online resume, basically, is kind of what it comes down to. So you're going to make your profile as thorough as you possibly can, and you want to use keywords that will help potential partners to find you. So you can see Jeremiah's profile here. He's got, where he's worked previously. He's got his education on there. He's got the other jobs that he's held previously and has added some keywords to each of them so that people can find him. He's also written in his skills, and then people have endorsed him for those skills. So that's another really great thing about LinkedIn, is it offers that endorsement opportunity for people you've worked with in the past to endorse skills that you may have now. So you can see he's got things like news writing, AP style journalism, things like that are going to be important to what jobs he wants to find in the future or whatever. Obviously, he's not really searching for a job right now, but having all those endorsements and everything really helps, maybe Social 5's potential customers who look up Jeremiah to see what skills he has and the background that he has and that he brings to our company. Any questions so far? Is everybody doing okay? Feel free to holler if you have any. All right, so you've created your profile and everything. Oh, it looks like we maybe do have a question. This is a really good question. Is it necessary to get the premium version because they found the basic version to be very limited? And I would say it depends on what you're using it for. If it's basically just to have kind of an online resume and a profile, you're going to be fine with the basic version. I just have the basic version. If you want to really use it as a tool to leverage connections and stuff, you may want to upgrade to the premium, but you're probably going to be okay with the basic. It depends on how much you're using it and how much of your business relies on networking. So it's kind of an individual question and depends on you. For a lot of companies, basic is going to be fine, but if it is something that you rely really heavily on and networking is really important to you, then it might be something that you might want to consider upgrading to. And you can always give it a try, and if you don't think it's working any better, you can always downgrade. We can connect to your account either way, whether it's premium or basic. So, either way is going to be fine as far as from our end. This is true. Premium gets you in-mail and your second and third level connections, which is really nice. So that's the second and third level connections. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But the nice part about that is that it will tell you people who know who you, what am I trying to say here? People who may know someone else So that way, you may not know a person firsthand, but you have like a second degree connection, which means that you have a connection in common. So we're going to talk about that here right now. So we're going to, as we're starting to build your network, you're going to want to use the search bar. And this will allow you to add family, friends, and associates to your network by searching for their name. Oh, and this is another good point, that the premium shows everyone who is searching for you that's not viewing in private mode. So you can see who else has looked at your profile, which is always nice to know. So here we're doing this for Jeremiah, and we've gone in and searched for me, Katie Drake. So he's looked for me, and obviously there's a lot of people with that same name. It's a popular one. So, and it looks like I even have 2 profiles on there. I should go and consolidate them. But so there's one here of me. It's got a picture of me. He can tell it's me. So he'll choose that as my option, and he'll just hit that connect button down at the bottom, and it will make us connect. Now you can see up next to my name on the search bar, it says first next to my name. And that means that I'm a first degree connection with Jeremiah. We actually know each other, right? But if it was someone that maybe I knew, but Jeremiah didn't, it would say second, because it would mean that someone that Jeremiah knows is connected with them. And the part where this becomes really empowering is if you're heading into a sales call or a meeting or something like that, you can search the folks that you're going to be meeting with on LinkedIn and see if you have any connections in common. And then the nice part is that you can go into that meeting and say, hey, I saw that you know so-and-so. How do you guys know each other? Well, I know him from this thing. And it basically acts as almost an instant online reference for you. That you have this person in common that you both know, and that you can kind of create an added layer of connection there. So that is definitely one of the benefits of the premium package that might be beneficial to you. So the other thing you can do, besides just searching for individuals, which does tend to be a little more time consuming, is that you can let LinkedIn do some of the searching for you by using your email databases. So you'd come up here to connections and click on add connections, and it'll see who you already know on LinkedIn. So you can add in your Gmail address, Outlook, Yahoo, all these different types of email systems that they have, and it will search through your contacts and see who in your contacts list might already be on LinkedIn. So you can see here we did one for Jeremiah, and it found 91 people that he knows on LinkedIn just through his address book. So the nice part about that is it does the searching for you, and it stops you from having to sit down and type out every single person you've ever met on your profile. And then you can go through and put a little check mark next to the ones that you want to add as connections. And so you don't have to add them all, is the other nice part. If there's someone that you've maybe worked with in the past that you weren't super impressed by and you don't want to be a connection with them, you don't have to add them. So that's a really nice option too. And again, just a lot more efficient and quicker when it comes to sorting through all of that. Oh, sorry, there's the add connections tab there. All right, so you've built this great network on LinkedIn and everything, but what do you want to do outside of LinkedIn to help that grow? So here are some other things that we really recommend doing. So we recommend that you check your LinkedIn profile at least once a week. Again, if this was Facebook or Twitter or something, we'd be telling you to do it a lot more often, but LinkedIn tends to move a little bit slower. So at least once a week, hop on and look at your connection requests and search for new connections. So see who's asked you to be a connection on there. And again, don't feel like you have to connect with every single person. I know I get a lot of LinkedIn requests, and sometimes they're from people I don't know. And again, I'm not the greatest because my business doesn't rely a lot on networking, so I don't use LinkedIn a ton. So some of you may have sent me requests and I might not have accepted them yet. And in that case, I'm sorry, I'll go and I'll have to hop in after this and update my profile too, practice what I preach a little bit. But if this is something where you do rely a lot on networking, this is really important. So hop in, accept those free requests for connection of people that you're comfortable connecting with, and then you're going to want to search for new connections. Think about the people you've met over the last week or so as you've been out doing either sales calls or networking, or just anybody that you may have happened to meet that you want to connect with on LinkedIn, and go ahead and search for them and add them too. Now, the other thing that we really recommend you doing is to really make those connections count, is that obviously you want to post content regularly, which we're helping you with if you've got a LinkedIn package. And then you want to make sure your LinkedIn contacts are part of your email marketing efforts. So one of the things that we highly recommend you do is that you export your LinkedIn connections contact information. Now, you can do this on other social mediums too, but we don't recommend it so much on something like Facebook. And the reason why is that people on Facebook aren't looking to connect in a business setting, but on LinkedIn they are. So they're going to have their business email address on there. They're going to be expecting to hear from you as a connection in a business setting versus Facebook, where they're only connecting as friends, right? So this is a really powerful tool and is a really great way to grow that email marketing effort that we do on your behalf. So you're going to come over here to connections and do keep in touch. and it will let you go to your email contacts, and you can export them into a CSV file. And you can, or it's like an Excel file. And you can just send that over to us here at content@social5.com, and we can upload those contacts into your email marketing engine. So that's really cool. You just go to that Keep in Touch spot there under Connections. All right. Well, that's all we have for today. This is kind of a quick and easy overview of LinkedIn, but we definitely will be talking about it in future S5U sessions too. We've got a webinar that's really good about kind of delving a little deeper into how to fill out your LinkedIn profile and the important parts there. And we'll obviously be talking more about email and things like that as time go on. Looks like we've got a couple questions here, so if you have any, go ahead. Someone's asking you to repeat the last point about the email marketing connections. So what you're going to want to do is export your LinkedIn connections, and it'll get everybody's email address, and you can add those to your monthly marketing email that we send out on your behalf. All you need to do is go and follow the directions to export those contacts, and they're really easy. You can do it. Let me see if I can go back here. Right here under Keep in Touch, under Connections, it will walk you through how to do that. You can also just Google, export LinkedIn connections, and it'll give you step-by-step directions. It's really easy. You can see you go to Keep in Touch, then you're going to come over here to this little gear thing and click on that, and it will give you this option, Export LinkedIn Connections. So, and again, just a really great way to stay in touch with people. And it complies with all the CAN spam laws and everything, so that, by connecting on LinkedIn, people have legitimately given you their email address and agreed to be contacted by you. So that's really nice. And again, it's just a really great way to stay in touch and let them know what you're up to, and kind of have that just gentle monthly nudge of, hey, it's nice hanging out with you, good to see you. Here's what I'm up to, sort of thing. So again, we try and make those email blasts really friendly and useful information so that people don't mind receiving them. And we'll actually be talking about that some more next week in freshman orientation, when we talk about using your mobile site and email marketing to capitalize on your social networks. So, all right. Well, in the meantime, does anybody have any more questions? Or are we all okay for today? All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming today. And we will see you either next Tuesday for email marketing and mobile, or next Thursday when we have a few more of our regular S5U sessions going. So we hope you can join us. And thanks so much for tuning in. We hope to see you soon.